Hungary bans same-sex couples from adopting children.
Here's a summary of the article.
The Hungarian parliament has passed a law effectively banning same-sex couples from adopting children. The legislation put forward by Prime Minister Viktor Orban's right-wing government says only married couples can adopt, with some exceptions for single relatives of the child. Same-sex marriage is illegal in Hungary, but adoption has been possible if one partner applies on their own. One rights group called the New Laws a dark day for human rights. Hungary defends the right of children to identify with their birth gender and ensures their upbringing based on our nation's constitutional identity and values based on our Christian culture, it says. This is a dark day for Hungary's LGBTQ community and a dark day for human rights, said David Vig, director of Amnesty Hungary. Mason Davis, executive director at Transgender Europe, said, "We are deeply concerned for the health and safety of trans children and adults in Hungary in such a hostile climate."
This post received a score of 32,000, with an upvote ratio of 89%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Didn't one of their prominent anti-gay lawmakers just get busted at a 25-man gay orgy?
I guess you could say he was Hungary for cock.
You might say he's a booty pest.
He seems to have miscalculated the consequences of his actions.
Soon a Bosnian Serb will be shooting loads in his face like it's the start of World War I.
Penis. I'm bad at puns.
Same-sex couples were never allowed to have a kid together, but a single parent in a same-sex relationship was okay. Now you have to be married to adopt, but since same-sex marriage is not a thing here in Hungary, it's the perfect way to hide the homophobia behind it. Interestingly, they're pretty open about it usually.
We're not gay, we're just close roommates who got bored of owned a dog. I'm not gay, I just tripped and fell into a 25-man orgy.
To be fair, the lube required for such an event would make the surrounding area quite slick.
Now we know why Amazon sells these things. Love how the third is a woman using it for weight training, fourth image is a poorly Photoshop image of it with a couple watching porn, and the fifth is a guy going down a water slide with it in the next lane. Edit. The 275-gallon one is even better. Dude using it for strength training, couple skydiving with it, and another using it as an anchor while fishing.
I'm on a point-and-click adventure RN.
The #1 review.
Smart move. I heard kids love to be stuck in foster care than having two loving parents and a home.
Just looking at adoption stats in Hungary. About 200 children available for adoption, i.e. not adopted by stepparents or family members, per year and 2,000 parents on the list. I'd say it's an extremely long process to adopt, like in most countries. Fostering is a different scenario, with 20,000 plus children in foster care. I don't know what the rules on fostering in Hungary are like, but it's probably a much more useful metric.
These discrepancies happen everywhere, and the reason for it is that there are very long wait lists for healthy newborns and infants. Especially ones with disabilities or psychological complications. So there may very well be hundreds of perfectly competent heterosexual couples willing and ready to adopt, and yet hundreds of children will still age out of the system with no family. Unless we assume that some of these competent heterosexual couples would refuse to adopt if homosexual people legally can, allowing more people to be parents would necessarily result in more children getting a family.
Not just homosexual couples but also single people and heterosexual couples who are not married. They also changed adoption rules a little back, making a course that was meant to prepare and help adoptive parents optional to attend, a very bad idea according to people who work in foster care. Oh, and they basically made impossible being trans. Also changed the constitution to write in family is based on marriage and parent-child relationship. The mother is a woman and the father is a man. All these changes happened in this year.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.